Hey guys, in this video I'm doing my first ever furniture flip from a cabinet that I found off of Facebook Marketplace for $25. And I'm turning it into a really trendy black and cane with gold accents, kind of like a mid-century inspired cabinet. And of course I do want to make a disclaimer, give credits. This is my first ever furniture flip. I am so new to this that I just decided to pick something trendy that I'd seen videos about before. So I'm going to link some videos that inspired me to do this, like Lone Fox, Kasha, and Jamie and Sarah. Anyway, I am going to continue doing some furniture flips and upcycle, stuff like that. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss my next video like this. So this is what the cabinet looks like. It has these big glass panes in it that I'm gonna take out and I'm going to replace it with a cane. I've also decided to use this chalk paint. It's black and it's actually my first time using chalk paint, but I guess one of the perks of using chalk paint is that you don't need to sand. So I'm just gonna like clean this off and then do this. I want this to hold like my camera equipment and really just small things for my office. So I think that these shelf heights are gonna be okay. Oh. First pane is out. Yay! Now that those two pieces are out, I'm going to wipe this down and then I'm gonna start painting, which is so exciting. Now that I have the glass out, I've wiped it down, I think I'm gonna start on the inside first, and actually I'm gonna start with this color, and I'm thinking about doing the inside this color. So I'm gonna test it out, and honestly if I like it a lot I might do the whole thing this color and just change my whole plan. But that's kind of why this is fun, right? Let's see, I'm just gonna like swatch this. Ooh. Okay, it's coming up white on camera, but in person it's like a very light pinkish gray type of color, which I actually like a lot. So, all right, now I'm gonna try the black paint and see which one I like better. And if I end up liking this, I'll just paint over the black and vice versa. I just can't decide, so I'm gonna go get some of the cane and we're gonna figure this out. All right, so I polled some people and the answers came back. I think most of them are saying black, and actually looking at this, I do just think that the gray looks a little more like farmhousey country than I want to go for. I'm still gonna paint the inside that color, I think, because I think it would be cool to like kind of have both colors. cabinet, I moved on to the legs. This was a pretty short cabinet, so I wanted to lift it off the ground so that bottom shelf was more accessible. So I just got these legs from a local craft store, and then I spray painted them gold. This was my first time installing legs on a piece of furniture. So first we flipped the cabinet over so that we could work on the bottom of it, and we placed the legs where we wanted them to be. Then we used those marks to drill pilot holes, and then finally we attached them with the screws that came with the legs. Once the legs were attached, it was time to move on to the cane webbing. This had a pretty big learning curve, and one of the panels actually turned out kind of wavy and wonky, so I had to hot glue it. But I'll just tell you the correct way that I should have done it from the beginning. I soaked the cane for about an hour or two before I used it, and then when I was ready, I made sure to cut the cane bigger than the actual door. And then you can staple it in while it's still a little bit bigger and has some of that excess. And then I went back and cut off all of the excess with scissors once it was securely in there. So at this point, the cabinet was basically done. I just decided to clean up some of the edges because I realized that the pink was peeking through to the outside. I just used some painter's tape to help with painting straight lines, but once that was done, the only thing left was to seal it. Today is the day that I'm going to wax the cabinet. I've never used wax before, but this one I just picked up from Walmart, just something that could work with chalk paint. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna start on the back of it. Oops, I'm gonna start on the back of it though, just in case it doesn't look good, or so that I can practice some more. And it just, ooh, it's a little bit cakier than I thought, but it just says, rub a thin layer on with a clean, lint-free cloth or brush, allow to thoroughly dry, and then buff the surface. So I did pick up some brushes that are supposed to be specifically for applying wax. So let's see if this works. They're fresh out of the package, so they should be lint-free. Oh, don't. Yeah. So this is what it looks like before the wax dries. You can definitely see the brush strokes on it, but I'm hoping like with the paint that it will dry and kind of level out a little bit, like you won't see as much. Wax just did not work for me this time. It's probably because I just don't know how to use it. It was more confusing to me to use the wax than it was to just put on a couple coats of polyurethane, so that's what I did. I know that some people suggest not using polyurethane because it can turn yellow over time, but I figured it's a dark piece of furniture. it probably won't bother me that much if it does kind of get a little bit yellow, or I probably won't notice as much than if it was like a lighter color. After that, I just attached the doors and it just leaves us with the reveal. I am so happy with how this turned out, especially for my first furniture flip. If you're wondering about the timeline, by the way, it took me about 2 to 3 weeks to complete this project, like in between working and my life and moving into a new house. Part of that also was trying to figure out what types of products to use, or how to install like the legs, or how to install the cane. And again, overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Make sure the notification bell is turned on. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.